Are you ready for an explosive journey into the Fantastic Four's new cast, along with exciting Easter eggs and hints at the presence of characters like Dr. Doom and Galactus? Welcome back to our channel, where we'll be breaking down the latest Fantastic Four announcements today. From Vanessa Kirby suiting up as Sue Storm to Antonio Banderas possibly voicing Galactus, the Marvel Universe is getting hotter than ever. Plus, we've got some tantalizing tidbits on how the MCU plans to weave in the Fantastic Four, along with a hint of time-traveling fun. Sit tight as we delve into these groovy details. But before we start, if you want to be the first to get your hands on all things Marvel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We're constantly updating with the latest news, theories, and breakdowns. Let's jump right into the Fantastic Four casting revelations. Looks like Vanessa Kirby's got her invisible cloak ready to be our new Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman. Earlier this year, she dropped some hints before all the roles were sealed. Everyone's been rooting for her as the Invisible Woman, and why not? She's pumped about doing her stunts and is truly honored. It felt like she was itching to share that she'd be the new Invisible Woman, but perhaps the ink hadn't dried yet. Kevin Feige said the new film will be different from the old Fantastic Four movies, but will be based on the classic comics. People are saying that to explain why they suddenly show up in the MCU, the Fantastic Four team comes from the 1960s and time travels to just before Avengers 5 starts. Cool, isn't it? Alright, Marvel fans, listen up. Will the Kang Dynasty be in Avengers 6 Secret Wars? Yes, that idea came from Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness. Remember the hint about the Fantastic Four from the 1960s? While there was a real Fantastic Four group a long time ago, Marvel hinted that their MCU version is from the 1960s. It's unclear if the bad guy, Dr. Doom, is also from the 1960s MCU. In another universe, the filmmakers showed some signs of Dr. Doom being sneaky. They didn't fully introduce him yet, though. As for Reed Richards, he's a cool guy, just like John. Will the new version of Dr. Doom in the MCU come from the 1960s like the original? It seems likely since he's an important part of their history, but this might change. However, he won't appear in the first new Fantastic Four movie in the MCU. Instead, they plan to introduce him in another upcoming movie, though they haven't revealed which one yet. I think they'll show Dr. Doom as being more magical and smart in technology than in the old Fantastic Four movies. The old movies didn't really show how powerful Dr. Doom's magic is, but he's almost as good as Doctor Strange with magic. Dr. Doom comes from a place called Latveria, just like Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver have a background linked to Romanic culture, and their father Magneto is involved. But Dr. Doom isn't just about magic. Think of him like Iron Man, but with added magical powers to his suit and ideas. Ever hear about the what-if tale where Iron Man gets a magical makeover and doubles as Doctor Strange? Yup, he jazzed up his armor with some spells. There's even a Tony Stark in the Marvel Universe who claims the title of Sorcerer Supreme. In Avengers Infinity War, they cheekily hinted at this switcheroo. Iron Man donned the cloak of levitation, becoming a temporary Doctor Strange, while the real Strange sported the Iron Man armor, turning into what they dubbed the Iron Mage. Even though they cut this scene, fingers crossed it pops up again. Avengers 6 Secret Wars or Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty might have our cosmic remix with Iron Man and Doctor Strange swapping roles from different universes. As for our spellbinding Dr. Doom, if they're starting him on a magical journey, it's no wonder he's sitting out the upcoming Fantastic Four's cosmic time travel extravaganza. Plus, they're aiming for a fresh vibe, not a rehash of the OG Fantastic Four movies. Here's an interesting piece of news. The new Fantastic Four movie might have a big villain named Galactus, and the rumor is that Antonio Banderas might be the voice for this huge character. Can you believe that? The story could be a big adventure with Galactus at the center, and having Galactus portrayed with Banderas' charm could be very exciting. Lots of actors could be the voice for Galactus, who looks like a giant human. But can you picture Banderas' face inside that famous helmet? That's a really wild idea, and I'm excited about it. There might be another hint about Banderas playing the role. He could also play a character that shows us where Galactus came from. And just to be clear, even though Galactus might look like other characters called the Celestials, he's actually a different cosmic being with an interesting history. Galactus, or the Big G as we might call him, used to be a regular Joe named Galen from an older universe. Picture this, universes have seasons, kinda like TV shows. A new one premieres after a universe's season finale, a Big Bang. We're currently binging on the 7th or 8th season for context. Now, Mr. Galen, he was like that one guy who stays till the end credits, witnessing his universe's final curtain call. Instead of fading to black, the spirit of his universe thought, hey, let's team up. Together, they wrapped in a cosmic spa, and post-Big Bang, voila! Galactus, the World Muncher, was born. Galactus is a character in comics who eats planets, but he's not as super strong as you might think. He's actually scared of the Celestials, who are like the cool kids in space school, and Galactus doesn't want to mess with them. He lets them do the big space jobs without asking any questions. Imagine Galactus as someone who takes care of space gardens. Just like how Thanos had his own idea in Avengers, Galactus gets rid of old dead planets so new ones can grow. Have you ever heard about farmers burning their fields to make the soil better? It's kinda like that. So even though people might yell, "Bad Galactus, don't eat our planet," this big guy's actually helping the universe by doing something good for the environment. Oh, and here's something fun. Galactus first showed up in the early Fantastic Four comics in a story called The Coming of Galactus. And why is he interested in Earth? Well, there's a rumor that our planet has special space energy that he really likes, like a cosmic smoothie he can't say no to. Originally, Adam Driver would be the MCU version of Reed Richards. Supposedly, the studio's still trying to lock him down, but their backup plan is Matt Smith. Now, I'm a huge Matt Smith fan. I loved his Doctor Who and his more dramatic roles. He's awesome as Daemon Targaryen on House of the Dragon. He and Vanessa Kirby would be like the unhinged, crazy, horny energy version of the Fantastic Four. I love it! I'd be totally nuts if they wind up playing the characters. I know, a lot of you would rather just have them bring back John Krasinski as the 616 MCU Reed Richards. A few years ago, I would have said the same thing, like just bring him back and say he's from another universe, who cares? The 838 version got turned into spaghetti. The closest I think they'll revisit John Krasinski as a version of Reed Richards is Deadpool 3, when Deadpool will supposedly travel to the 838 universes, interact with those versions of the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and other Fox Marvel characters. There might be the universe where he finds the comic book accurate looking version of Wolverine, since all the characters in that movie are meant to be closer to the versions from the X-Men animated series, but played by the classic X-Men and Fox Marvel actors. Here's the latest scoop. Evan Moss Ross might be playing T-Rex, the sidekick to the big bad Galactus in the upcoming film. This means no Silver Surfer in this one. If the story's set in the 1960s, maybe Silver Surfer wasn't on the scene yet. Oh, and speaking of scenes, Evan was fantastic as Mike Rowe in the Marvel Netflix show Punisher. Though Punisher is making a comeback in the Daredevil Born Again series, don't get your hopes up for Mike Rowe's return. Why? Well, if Evan's busy being T-Rex in the new Fantastic Four, it's unlikely we'll see him back in his old role. So that's it for today. Soon we'll have more casting updates for the movie. I'll keep you in the loop with new videos as we get to know the cast better. Remember, due to some holdups, some actors might switch roles or even leave. The longer we wait, the more such changes might happen, so make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to get all the latest updates. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.